Alright guys, I was thinking about a few things that I left out in my last video and wanted to just make sure that they were put into the video because they're pretty important. One is, how are you going to eat? I know I talked a little bit about that kit that I had that had the pots and pans and the plates, but that wooden spoon wasn't very robust, or it wasn't maybe a one utensil. I purchased this at Big Five. They're not a sponsor, but I went to Big Five and got this. These come in a pack actually of 2 or 3 of them for, I think it was $20. But this gives you a fork, a spoon on this side, and then there's a little bit of a serrated edge here for a knife. So this is basically an all-in-one tool. I also have another thing that I purchased as a utensil for eating. It comes with a bottle opener and then a few different, I don't know if you can see them, but there's a few different hex heads there that for tool purposes for a tool. So these are just some good things to have as well in case you want to be able to eat and use that. It's also, honestly, it's good to have one that's a little bit longer. That wooden spoon is a little bit short, but it's good to have something a little bit longer because when you make those ready-to-eat meals, or when you're making like a Mountain House meal or something like that, those bags kind of go in there pretty deep. You need to be able to have a spoon that digs deep enough to be able to get inside there. Also, I want to make sure that everybody that we talked about wool socks. These are fantastic. Wool is one of the best materials to have when you're in a survival situation, because one of the big concerns in surviving is being warm, especially if it's cold. And wool actually keeps you warm while it's wet. So that's pretty much the only material that will allow you to stay warm and still be wet. There's in this part of the country where I live in California, there's not a lot of worry about wet or snow where I live. So my bug out bag is pretty much catered to my environment, which is not a wet environment. So it's good to have, however, though, good things like that in case, because we do have rain, we do have things that do happen. It's not like there's never any water or there's never any rain, but where I live there's really no snow. It rains only in the winter times, kind of sporadically, but it's good to have something in case. You never know when the emergency is going to hit. It might hit during rainy season, it might hit during the middle of the summer, but wool socks are good to keep you warm while you're raining. Another thing too is that I forgot to mention is that I have a wool blanket. I bought one of them for each of my family members. This wool blanket is, I think it's military grade. It was 80%, let me see, it's a 62 by 80 inches, 70% wool, 30% synthetic. So this is pretty much one of the best blends. You could get a 100% wool blend as well, but those are a little scratchier, but they will still keep you nice and warm. This is about as low as you want to go on the blend, so that you can still maintain that nice wool warmth from the wool, but not have the scratchy feeling and have it still be comfortable when you're using it. So this is something that I roll up and I'd either strap to the pack outside or underneath, just to keep that wool blanket. It's something I take on all my camping trips with my family. So this is, those are just a few things that I had left out of the last video. Hopefully that helps, adding that to this video. You can see what I missed from the last one, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.